Hello, welcome to my very tiny corner of the internet. Today I want to talk about sketchbooks and give you a little overview of how I approach it nowadays and how you can start a cute little sketchbook yourself if you ever wanted to make one, or if you don't, hello. Doesn't matter, maybe it's still entertaining for you in a way. So yeah, grab a little cup of tea or coffee, whatever you like, and then let's begin. So I've always been a bit intimidated by sketchbooks. Like, I've always wanted to have one and be one of those, artists who have a beautiful sketchbook to go through. But I found that I struggled with it and then gave it up altogether and were like, maybe this is not for me. Turns out that isn't the case. I was just putting too many expectations into it and not approaching it in the correct way. And yeah, I'm gonna share with you a little bit of what I've learned. How did I start? So I wasn't really planning on starting to do a sketchbook. It was more like, I hadn't drawn a lot because I was traveling for quite a long time. Like, I think at that time it was like a year and like 2 months that I was just like backpacking. So I didn't have a lot of space. I didn't bring any painting or drawing materials with me because I was very minimalistic at that stage in my life. I mean, I had to, because everything would have been a weight on my shoulders. So all I had was my iPad, which was very handy because it didn't take up a lot of space. But yeah, I came to a point where I realized that I really missed actual drawing and like having that physical sensation of paper and a pencil. And so I think I was in Japan at that point where I was like, you know what, maybe I'm gonna buy a tiny sketchbook. And I wasn't really, I didn't really have a plan of attack or anything. It was more out of a mood of like, I could try it. This time I approached it a little bit differently, which brings me to my first point, I guess. Like, hello, buddy. Oi. It's right in my stomach. Thank you very much for this brief interruption. Anyway, so I bought this really tiny sketchbook. It was, I think, even smaller than this one, slightly, but similar size, which is like roughly the size of my head. I think it's A6 or A5. A6. And yeah, this time I think my first few pages were just studies, you could say. Like, I wasn't putting this pressure on myself to come up with something super creative. Rather, I treat it as like kind of a journal or like documentation of me trying out something new and capturing little places I'd been to. And so I think the very first time I actually used it was a month later when I was in Indonesia, and I was just, I think sketching the scenery with a ball pen and little elements I'd found on the beach. And that really was a lot of fun because it was first of all, it was a new style I'd never really tried before. Second, it was a complete new medium for me. Not that I've never drawn with ball pen before, but I wasn't so used to it anymore. And so yeah, that was my first few pages, I think, in my very first sketchbook that I finished. And by finished, I mean like drawn something on each page till the bitter end, which I'd never done before. And since then, I try to take it with me on little journeys or wherever I went, and actually made times to sketch on it a little bit. And I saw, yeah, it filled up with little studies. I started doing live painting, where I drew poses of people into it, and yeah, all these little things. And I think that's the key, like treat it more as a space where you can experiment and try out something new and practice, rather than aiming for perfection and seeing it as a end result and like something that you would like to exhibit or something. It's more, yeah, to just try something, and nothing needs to be finished, first of all. Like, so often I would just start 5 paintings or drawings at once and then finish them like 3 months later, you know? So yeah, I found a way to like work around the pressure of having a sketchbook, and yeah, now I'm quite satisfied with it. So satisfied that I've already started a second one and almost finished this one. Honestly, this size of sketchbook is like perfect for me. It's not as intimidating as the big ones. Yeah, because then you feel the pressure of like a blank page even more, and you feel like, oh, you have to fill it all. But with this one, pages are filled quite quickly, so it takes a lot of the pressure out. And also, which was the main reason for me, is it's super handy, especially when you're moving around and traveling so much. Like, I don't want to carry a big ass sketchbook with me, but this one fits in everything, and that also enables me to take it to random, yeah, occasions with me. And then I can just whip it out whenever I feel like it, whenever I'm sitting somewhere in nature or, yeah, whatever. So, what would be my tips? My tips would be start small, pick a format that feels like you can handle it. Don't start with a huge one, unless that's what you mainly draw and comes easy to you. But I feel like this is a good entry point, this size. And yeah, especially because you can just take it anywhere, sit down and maybe paint a tree, or, you know, a leaf that you find, or a bird, or a building. Like, you can just take it in the train and, yeah, draw random people. Like, totally works. And then number 2 would be drop the perfectionism. This is your biggest enemy. Like, don't even try to make every page look perfect. Especially the first page. Oh my god, like, sometimes I just leave it out and start on the second page. Then it takes a lot of the pressure out. It's much easier. And yeah, number 3 would be use it as a practicing tool. Like, try out new things, experiment, like maybe even pick a theme or like a specific pencil that you want to practice. Like, I think my first one I did mostly in ball pen, and now my second one I did mostly in ink pens, fine liners. which brings out complete new challenges, complete new styles, and it's really helpful to, yeah, get creative. And then what would be number 4? Maybe, did I already have number 3? I think so. Number 4 would be make it a habit. Like, honestly, like sometimes I forget that it exists for a while and then I remember it again, and do like 5 pages at once, you know. But yeah, I feel like it's really helped me so much in terms of like not needing to commit to like, I don't know, 50 hours in order to see like a result that I like. Especially with this tiny format, I can like finish a drawing way quicker, which is much more satisfying and keeps you going. I think for me it's very motivational that I can be like, hey, I just want to do a small piece today and have this feeling of like, oh, I'm getting something done, rather than doing like a few brush strokes on a canvas that takes like weeks or months to finish. So yeah, I'm not sure if I can find exactly this one, but I'm gonna try to find a similar one and link it to you in the description if you want to start with your little sketchbook journey. And also the fine liners that I use. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please, you know what to do actually. Don't bark. Or maybe bark. Yeah, would be awesome if you subscribed and liked the video, and maybe leave a comment about your experience with sketchbooks, and I hope it helped you a bit. And yeah, see you next time. Bye bye.